Plaintiff Angela Arnold says she and the defendant work for a nonprofit organization helping to feed the homeless in Detroit, Michigan. Angela claims after she loaned the defendant money for a timeshare and a vacation, they had a falling out. So she's suing to get her money back. Defendant Felicia Keys has been homeless, and once she got on her feet, she wanted to give back to the community. Felicia claims she considered Angela to be a second mom, but after Angela lied about having a stroke, their relationship dwindled. She's countersuing for defamation.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
I met Felicia Keys about a little over 3 years ago. She was making a donation to a nonprofit I was volunteering with, and she made it be known that she wanted to do more than donate. She wanted to come out and help.
Good.
So she didn't have a car at the time. I told her that's not a problem. I can pick you up. Whenever we go out, I'll pick you up. And I did that for quite some time. And we became really close. Really close. I mean, I considered her almost like a daughter.
What type of nonprofit you all assist?
It was for somebody else, but something went way left with that, and I started my own.
Okay.
So my nonprofit is Angels of Michigan, and she was vice president of that.
What part of Michigan?
Detroit.
Oh, okay.
We go out and feed and clothe the homeless and less fortunate. We do community baby showers, back to school book bag giveaways, and things of that.
You target a particular area?
We all over the place. Downtown, east side, west side.
Okay. All right, so that's where you all met and you became close.
Yes.
Did you all ever fall out aside from this?
No, never.
All right.
I mean, there was nothing I wouldn't do for her and her family. Nothing. Even right now, I'm not angry with her. I'm more hurt than anything. I loved her and her family. I still do. I just want her to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. And that's all I'm asking.
Let me hear from you. Give me some background.
Well, that's kind of right. What happened was, once I was homeless, like from 2014 into 2015. So I said, once I got on my feet, then I would give back to the community. I, like Angela said, you know, we had became very good to the point to where I consider Angela as a second mom. You know, me and my kids, we drew attached to Angela to the point to where I walked off my job for Angela because she assumed that she was having a stroke. She video chatted me at work. It was doing maybe about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. She video chatted me, and I walked off my job for Angela, not knowing if I had a job or anything. I was a CNA at the time. That's considered job abandonment or neglect, that, you know, if they reported that. So I walked off my job for Angela. Come to find out, when we got to the hospital, it was due to Botox. So they couldn't tell, you know, the difference in her temporary palsy. She had like one side of her face.
Right, got it.
So
I can tell whether that's cocaine or palsy when you get it.
And by her being a hypochondriac, we couldn't tell at the time. So
definitely not.
All right.
Me and Angela fell out when I went back to work and could no longer be of assistance to Angela.
Why? Why did y'all fall out?
Because I could no longer be of assistance to Angela.
You left the job because you found out she wasn't being honest with you?
Exactly.
That's not
Angela told us that she had a stroke. Angela told us that she was having TIAs, which is mini strokes.
She was at the hospital with me when the doctor told her that I had a stroke, and this wasn't my first one. The first one I had right here in Chicago at the Chicago Taste Fest.
Angela actually ended up seeing my doctor.
Exactly. He just happened to be the doctor on call that day when I went to the hospital.
And what did he treat you for?
A stroke.
Not sure.
We can't share it with you and don't get him in trouble. So
Correct.
he didn't share it with you.
No, I was there when they came in the room.
You were there?
Yes.
And you heard, and how do you know what they were saying? You're a CNA, so you know a little bit about the medical field.
And they didn't ask me to leave the room. Like I said, I consider Angela as a mother, and Angela considered me as a daughter.
How do you think she lying on you like this?
I don't know.
Just like she told us that she had to have back surgery. So my kids was pretty much helping her with her grandkids.
When was that?
Around the same time. So she did have back surgery, but at this particular time, it was that her discs were messing up and she had to rehab back surgery. They needed to go in and put some more screws in her back and other things. So that was maybe in like August, and we was waiting on them to schedule her particular, August of 2018. So we was waiting on them to schedule surgery. So when we got to the hospital, there wasn't any surgery.
What was it?
It was nothing. It was them to tell her that her back and her screws are fine. Her disc that's in her back and her screws are fine. Angela said she couldn't be in. She couldn't pick up her grandkids. My kids was doing those things for Angela. Mm-hmm. I was coming to take Angela to the store. I was coming to take Angela to do the things that Angela needed to do.
Oh, my God.
Okay. All right. And no back surgery?
No.
And no stroke?
No. Angela was not treated for mini strokes or TIAs, even with the doctor, even with the nurses and things that was coming out to her house.
She's not going to put that on herself. I don't think she'd put that in the environment about a stroke. Now,
I am not a hypochondriac, as scared as I am of doctors. Come on now. I've got 10 screws, 2 rods, and 5 plates in my neck. I did think my screws were coming out. I didn't know I was supposed to get them checked every 2 years. Well, 10 years had went by, and I can feel all these lumps in my neck, so they sent me to have an MRI done. Well, I went to the surgeon who did the surgery. He said, well, it's doing just exactly what we want it to do, so no, we do not have to do surgery. I was grateful for that.
The stroke, describe that incident. So we can get this out the way, because so far I don't believe you that big of a lie. That's bringing some real bad chemistry to yourself. Who says that?
Angela does.
I never did.
Whenever I do that, I lie on somebody else.
Right. Angela does.
My enemy, typically. Yeah. I said I had to go to the hospital and see so-and-so. They had a stroke.
Well, when you want attention,
Nothing wrong with it, but you my enemy, so go ahead.
Yeah, when you want attention, you put it on yourself.
I don't need anybody's attention.
No, that woman, no.
Who wants to just sit up and say they're having a stroke and you feeling all these symptoms and stuff?
Angela,
I was sitting in her driveway.
Why did we end up at the hospital? We ended up at the hospital because you took 2 narco pills and you had a shot of liquor. Now that's why we ended up at the hospital. And they told you that you did not have a stroke.
Girl, I was sitting in your driveway when you followed me to the hospital.
I didn't follow you to the hospital.
With my granddaughter.
I drove you.
Oh my God.
You went to your mom's house.
She kept my granddaughter in the lobby while these doctors rushed me back to the back. Was telling me that I had a stroke. Why she's making this up right now, I have no idea. Why would I want to have a stroke?
Angela, you went to your mama house when you left my house.
I did.
And picked up your granddaughter.
She was already with me in the back seat. I sat on the porch and I told my mom, I don't feel right. I feel like I'm having a stroke. I can feel my mouth twitching.
Why do you say she stopped working for you then? She says it was because of your deceptive ways.
No,
we're going to get to the loan and property, but she says the reason she stopped working for you because you were deceptive.
She never worked for me.
No, ever. I'm talking about feeding the homeless for your agency, for your nonprofit.
She did do that.
That's what I'm talking about.
She did do that
and
recently.
She says she stopped because you were deceptive.
No, she called me because I was suing her. And told me
she said she stopped working for you because of that.
That's what
she was working for you at the time you sued her?
Yeah, she was still on my board.
That's what I'm saying.
She was still on my board, but after she found out I was suing her, she texted me or called me or something and said,
got it. So tell me about the loan. Tell me about the loan and property.
Okay, in May of 2018, we went to Myrtle Beach. I buy a lot of trips. I travel all the time. But I have these trips where you get them at a special price if you go to these timeshares for like 45 minutes. And I told her, both of them, because one of her friends went with us. And I said, when you get in here, I don't care what they ask you, tell them no. Do not buy that timeshare. Do not buy that timeshare. She goes right in there, listen to the presentation, and say, I want it for my kid.
Most people do. No, many.
I did it 15 years ago. That's why I knew to tell her not to do it.
So you told her not to.
So I told her not to.
She did.
Well, her credit didn't go through to put her down payment down, but she wanted it so bad for her children so they can take a trip every year so she'll have somewhere to take them. I ain't mad about it. She's never not paid me. So I'm like, okay, they ran my credit. It came through. They automatically took the $2,400 off for her down payment. Now, when we left this place, my exact words to her were, Delicia, we're not going to fall out about this timeshare. Her exact words to me were, no, ma'am, and look where we are. A month later, we took our families to Kissimmee, Florida.
To where?
The timeshare.
Yeah.
Be quiet. Go ahead. To where?
Kissimmee, Florida. Okay. I had bought a trip. I mean, I buy my trips in 5, 6, 7 at a time. Mm-hmm. So we went there, and that same credit card, she had 7 or 8 kids with her, and I had my 3 grandkids. So we put everything. We had to have 2 vehicles. We had to go to Walmart, stock the house up the whole 9 yards. We were going to split that card. So I said, well, it's about $1,200. You take 6 and I'll take 6. She hasn't paid any of that either. So I don't know.
Okay. Was there deadlines for the payment?
No.
Ma'am?
me and Angela came to an agreement to get this timeshare that was $2,400 down. So Angela applied for the credit card.
Agreement as in
I paid $1,200 and she paid $1,200.
As co-owners?
Yes, we are co-owners of this timeshare.
Is that true?
No.
Okay, go ahead. We can get to that.
Okay, so
what are you about? You were looking to show me something?
Yeah, I have evidence that Angela's name is on the timeshare.
Yeah, because I put the money down.
Because again, as co-owners.
What page?
I had no intention of being anybody's co-owner. I just put it down.
That would be evidence page 2, Your Honor, on our credit report where it say responsibility joint with Angela Arnold.
Joint responsibility.
I don't have any of those papers because all of the paperwork for the timeshare went to Angela's home.
No, it didn't. You got a stack of papers this thick. That's why you told me you hired lawyers and stuff, and they couldn't find the
So that's the $2,400. You say
$2,400.
Yes.
And then I have a witness statement from the lady who was there explaining that me and Angela went in on this timeshare together, and that would be on page 8.
Yeah, who is this person?
Latoya Hopkins.
I know. Who is she?
And she's the other lady that was there during the trip.
Her kid's godmother.
Correction, that's
she
a
your
friend
kid's
of mine.
Godmother?
No, we have no paperwork stating that she's my friend, and her witness statements to tell you that it's a good friend.
Got it. You said the wrong thing. Having paperwork to show me friends. Right. That says you're trying to avoid acknowledging the friendship. Who has paperwork saying they're friends?
Yeah, she signed her witness statement.
Good enough, ma'am. That's your defense. There's no paperwork to show we were friends. There's never any. I've never heard of such paperwork, but that's your defense. How about the other loans?
That $600 Angela say that I owe her for the trip to Kissimmee, Florida. That was the free trip that we received when we got the timeshare.
Are you serious?
Okay.
We received a free trip, myself.
We as in whom?
Me and Angela.
I don't know what she talking about. We got a free trip for a purchase.
When was it again? In 18?
18.
In
2018. People do get free trips to come to timeshares. 2018. And your evidence, any of it going back to 2018?
These don't have, I have evidence where she's saying that she owed me this money.
What page?
Page 1.
All right. And your counterclaim for $3,029, ma'am. What is that for?
And that's my counterclaim for
refund of what?
The payments that I had made, I made payments in June, July, and August.
On her time.
And those are page 1, on evidence page 1. And then from the credit company.
How does she owe you that money for?
Because Angela is the one, by us having this timeshare together, Angela is the one that decided in September that we should cancel this timeshare.
Remember you said together.
We were supposed to rotate.
You don't want to keep talking about joint, like you had joint ownership.
Yes,
now it's all on her.
No, sir. And if in September is the time that Angela was supposed to make her payment. Angela said, well, let's cancel the timeshare. We called several people. They wanted like $4,000 to even try and get us out of the timeshare. Angela said that she didn't have the money. I didn't have the money. And
Where's
so
the
that's
refund? I don't understand how she owes you a refund.
Because she was the one that wanted to cancel this timeshare.
Oh, you didn't want to?
No, sir.
So why didn't you keep it?
Because it's a co-ownership, and Angela is the primary person on this timeshare. So I couldn't do anything because Angela was.
And that's not what it says here. You gave me what it says. It says joint. It didn't say primary.
Okay, well,
you have something,
primary.
Direct me to the page that says primary. Because what you did direct me to is something that said joint, which is equal.
Yes, sir, but like...
tell me about the other evidence that shows something different.
Angela has, everything goes on to Angela's address, everything.
Okay, well, how were you able to get me this then?
Off my credit report.
This says joint. That's on your credit report?
Yes, sir.
All right, unless you have something different, this means 50-50. And she doesn't owe you anything.
No, Angela know that she's the primary on there. And when we call
my intention was to pay what I owed on that card with my refund check and be done with it.
Yes, sir, which is $1,200.
Right. Have a good day. Judgment granted. Yours dismissed.
Thank you.
You know you wrong. And you know you going straight to hell. And that back surgery, you gonna end up needing it, and you know that. You know you were so wrong. That's why you stand alone in that organization. That's why you stand alone in that organization.
We're in
and
a
you
pandemic.
Know that.
Ain't nobody in nobody.
And you know that. That's why you stand alone. That's why your husband don't want nothing to do with you. Know your boyfriend in Ohio because you wrong.